stated I would do a mock draft. This is going to be a long video. Be warned. I'm doing picks 1 from 30 with some trade analysis. Again, I mentioned some trade analysis. Also looking at free agents, being a real life GM, showing what I think is going to happen this summertime, which after the NBA championship is probably the most exciting time in basketball. You will hear water and ice cream in the background in my mouth while I'm doing this for my entertainment and for yours as well. This little simulator here is by basketballrealgms.com. I urge you guys to jump on, create your video. Let's see what you got. I love talking basketball. I love talking football. I love talking sports in general. That's why this is All Forks Sports. I'm doing this for fun. Let's get started with the Pelicans. Number 1 pick. Everyone was sad and saying, oh, damn it. Pelicans now have the first pick and not the Knicks. Look at their roster. Elfrid Payton at the point guard position. Okay. I am not sure why I do not see Mr. Holiday. They put Holiday at the small forward position because that's how they were playing him. But there is a big hole at the backup point guard position here, as well as some holes at shooting guard. Is Frank Jackson going to come around? People forget about Frank Jackson from Duke. He's still an intriguing prospect, somebody that I like. Bertans, again, European player. We don't know how he comes along, but I do, however, like who is K. Williams? Let me just check who the hell this is. Kenrich Williams. Boy, they pull him out of anywhere, don't they? Okay, so he may not be a non-factor, but I like Stanley Johnson at the position. Solomon Hill has been a good backup. He can continue to be that. Let's move Holiday over to the point guard position. Let's be realistic. I'll move Frank Jackson up to the shooting guard. Stanley Johnson up to your small forward. Julius Randle is a free agent. A big free agent at that. They got Diallo there, okay? He's an intriguing off-the-bench defensive block party prospect. And what I do love about this team is the center position. However, everyone is thinking that Anthony Davis is going to be gone. So you got, Christian Wood. I love him. Don't sleep on Christian Wood. These are backup centers. And Jahlil Okafor, who when Anthony Davis leaves, may be the MIP player next year, most improved player. Don't doubt that. These analysis will just focus on Zion, but Okafor is a nice play. Who are they gonna draft? I just said it. I got Zion Williamson headed over. Let me click on him. I got Zion Williamson being drafted by the New Orleans Pelicans. So let's get that done. Draft player. Okay? That's my first pick. Okay? Now, what happens next here with the Pelicans is interesting. People talk about him and continue talking about him just like it's the real draft. People talk about where he could go quickly. New York Knicks obviously are the team that I am looking towards when I'm looking at where he could go. Look to my right and look at their roster. Look what they have to offer for Anthony Davis. The third pick is coming up. I'm just going to it. I think they draft R.J. Barrett at the third pick. So you know who my second's going to be. But look at the roster again. Let's analyze this. DeAndre Jordan, I believe, is a free agent. Nicotina is somebody that they can let go, let him restart his career. Hazonia had a great last 10 games of the season. He was playing a Ben Simmons type of role with the team, and he looked great. I was surprised. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure you want to let Hazonia go. I like that big lineup with him at the point guard slot. That's a just in case you can't get Kyrie and some of these other guys. But as far as a rebuild and restart to his career, I loved him at that point forward position for this team. And don't sleep on Hazonia. There could be a resurgence if he's used in the same way. So much of a resurgence, I would put him in the top 5 in the draft if he continues to play like he did in the last 10 games of the season. And that's going to be a steal. Can they re-sign him, or does he go somewhere, right? You're focusing on Hezonja with Zion and Anthony Davis. Hey, I'm just talking about the pieces here. Henry Ellison. This is another nice piece, right? I'm thinking about the New Orleans Pelicans. Who do they ask for? Dennis Smith Jr. obviously is somebody that has to be in the package. I got him at that point guard spot. I mentioned to you, hey, if they were to draft R.J. Barrett and trade him to the Pelicans, who would they package and who do the Pelicans need? You saw the point guard position. They need help there. They need help at the point guard position, whether it's a backup or a starter. If you think Jrue Holiday is a small forward, which are just playing small ball, you need a point guard. And Dennis Smith Jr., if he was in this draft, would be in the running for the top point guard in this draft. So higher than John Morant, equal to Darius Garland and John Morant. And for me, I think Dennis Smith Jr., if he goes to the school of Damian Lillard this summer, because he reminds me a little bit of Damian Lillard, I tell you what, and not from an explosion point of view, I'm talking about his handles on the outside, I think he could really emerge as one of the top point guards in the league. I'm still a Dennis Smith believer. If they don't make the trade and keep him, I think they have something special. But if he gets traded to the Pelicans, what a gift to Dennis Smith Jr. to go to that team with R.J. Barrett, Zion Williamson. I would then add on maybe a Mitchell Robinson, try to re-sign DeAndre and Hezonja so you can put those guys as part of the package. And people keep talking about Kevin Knox. He's a good glue guy, but you do have Stanley Johnson on the Pelicans. Maybe a Trier to add on to Frank Jackson. You need to start position again. Trier would love this. I mean, he had a strong season last year. Really proved to be one of the stronger six men. I'm calling him that, even though he wasn't a full-time six man. He was a strong player. I think you get Trier, Dennis Smith Jr., Hezonja. You got to re-sign him. You get one of the centers, Jordan or Mitchell Robinson. I think they're just going to ask for Knox just because he's a high draft pick. They're going to say, give me Knox. And maybe even Noah Vonleh as a backup power forward in case Julius Randle goes. Not a bad kick for the Pelicans. Is it possible? It is all possible to get this team to try to get Anthony Davis. And I think it'll be a mistake on the Knicks, but that is their choice. And this is an exciting pick for the New Orleans Pelicans as well as the New York Knicks. Who else can play ball? Real quickly, again, it's going to be a long video. Boston Celtics can play ball too. Who did that? A lot of pieces. See, people are leaving Boston out of it. Boston's still there. They have a lot of pieces with Brown and Tatum. One of those guys. Maybe a Rozier. Fill the point guard. Re-sign him and get that point guard going. Maybe add in a Marcus Smart. All right. People are willing to gut their teams, and I never understood this from a GM perspective. But the assumption is when I look at all the free agents, and I'm going to show you that in a minute, that's a long list. If I go to the free agent list, it is a long list. They figure, I get these guys, and I can add one of these guys. And it is a strong free agent class. This guy's in the playoffs right now, Brook Lopez. Let me not go on a tangent, but anyway, there's so many pieces you can add if you gut for a trade for Anthony Davis. That's why this summer may be one of the most exciting summers in the history of basketball, even bigger than the LeBron Miami fiasco that year. This is huge. Who else can be in the play? So we got Boston, we got the Knicks. This is all for the Pelicans. A trade for Anthony Davis once you draft Mr. Zion Williamson. Who else could make some trades? Los Angeles Lakers. But we've heard through the rumors online, hey, we're not trading to the Lakers. We're not. Okay. Whatever you want, but they got 4-2. So if you want Lonzo Ball, maybe I'm thinking Josh Hart. We're sleeping on him. Brandon Ingram, obviously. Kyle Kuzma. Get those three. Kuzma, Ball, and Ingram for Anthony Davis. Josh Hart too for Anthony Davis. Hey, I'm thinking about it. That's for sure. I'm thinking about it. You gotta think, guys. You gotta think. These GMs don't think like that. They're thinking about adding the pieces in. Lakers are in a win now mode because LeBron James is their aging superstar, and they need to win within the next 2 years. So it has to formulate pretty fast. The Lakers are their next team. I put those three teams, the Knicks, the Lakers, and the Celtics, as players in this offseason. One dark runner that no one's thinking about, I don't want to go there. They got nothing to offer. But, Philadelphia 76ers, could they do something with Ben Simmons? I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there, but this is going to be a long video, so I'm not going to go too deep. That said, a lot of different pieces they could add. I happen to like the Knicks pieces because of R.J. Barrett. I think R.J. Barrett is a special talent and is above Ingram, is above Kuzma, and is above Ball. I think he's more special than Tatum as well. So that's how high on my books, because he can play defense. That's how high on my books I am on R.J. Barrett. Now, let's get to the second pick. We looked at the team. And this could be scary here, right? This could be scary. This could be a disruptor to the Knicks if the Memphis Grizzlies make a decision. And the decision may not be for the Memphis Grizzlies. The decision may be for trade assets. You know about poker, right? Poker face. Hey, they want them that bad? Shoot, we'll draft them. And then we'll take the third pick and get a couple assets. No one thought about that, did they? Hey, we know the Knicks don't want John Morant, so we'll draft R.J. Barrett. We'll draft R.J. Barrett, then make a trade with him for the third pick, right? Make a trade with him that allows us to get a couple of their pieces, keep their pieces, and then the Knicks will only have R.J. Barrett to trade over to the Pelicans, because I think that's the real deal for the Pelicans if they could get R.J. Barrett. But what if the Pelicans got John Morant? Huh? What about the Pelicans and John Morant? That's interesting. They need a point guard. Him and Zion. It's all about the trade. It's all about the trade, man. Would Anthony Davis even go to the Phoenix Grizzlies? Memphis Grizzlies? No, he probably wouldn't. However, it's trade bait. What else can you get? Do you believe in Mike Conley? He was an older point guard, but he's proven himself. The team is not too bad, okay? They're not too bad. Jackson is a cornerstone rookie that had a great year. Kyle Anderson has been pretty good. I don't know why they got Bruno Caboclo as a starter. Jonas Valanciunas is obviously going to be the starter. They're too strong at the center position. Need to release some of these guys. I do think they need some help. Derrick Brooks can come along. Miles probably moving to the small forward position. CJ Miles, that is. Avery Bradley. I mean, not a bad lineup. Not a bad lineup. Who do you draft here? Like I said, it could be one or two things. It could be I'm going to hurt the Knicks and make them give me some assets because they need a couple pieces. They could use a couple pieces here, right? You believe Jackson's your starter. You believe in Conley. How do you upgrade the shooting guard position to get an all-star? The small forward position to get an all-star? And I think center, I like Jonas Valanciunas. I like him. I think he's a great center. I think he'll move into the starting role and he'll be fine. So where they need the help is the shooting guard's forward position. Still, they have defensive strengths here, and Bradley and Miles as a 3-6 man three-point shooter, as well as Derrick Brooks. Is there a sure shot starter? That's why I said they probably would think about Mr. R.J. Barrett, because he would also fit well with this team and this nucleus. Maybe from a fit perspective, the best team, because they'll have experienced winners on the squad for the Grizzlies. And all he would need to do is score, literally. I mean, he would have to be the scorer, so he comes in a good position where he'll have to score. However, I'm going to play like a stupid fan and just say, hey, they're not going to draft Mr. R.J. Barrett, and they're going to go with, where's my guy at? See, they don't even got, you see this website, it's awesome. They don't even got John Morant going to these guys, right? They don't even got him. So John Morant's way down on the list, because Barrett is the best pick for this team when you look at it. But get Ja Morant, exciting talent, move on because I'll tell you why. Jaren Jackson's younger. Okay, people forget about Chandler Parsons. I hope he can come back to his Dallas days. I really do. But Jackson's younger. Conley's older. He needs a spot to play. He has a hefty contract, but somebody will pay him to win now. Hey, Lakers. A lot of options, man. Hey, Lakers. Conley, hey, Lakers. Anyhow, I like Ja Morant to this team just because of the rebuild. I don't think they want the headache of going through that trade ordeal with the Knicks. I think it'd be a smart move, but they would have to really think it through and see what the Knicks were going to do. Ja Morant goes here. Let's get that draft done. He goes to the Memphis Grizzlies. Next up, my favorite. Let's move through a little bit. I already went through the detail of what's going to happen, what I think is going to happen. This is the most exciting thing to watch in the draft. Pelicans and Knicks trade. It'll be exciting. Excuse me. The Anthony Davis saga through the draft will be the most exciting thing. I'm telling every player in this draft, be ready to be moved. You get drafted, be ready to be moved because, I mean, there's so many options. There's so many free agents. You have to think, I could go anywhere. But for me, if you want a safe play, look at the small forward position. I don't even need to say anything more. RJ Barrett, done. Look at the small Hazonia and nobody else. That's how they have it listed. They're too top heavy. Allen's gone. Garrett's gone. Nicotina trade asset. Jenkins need help there. Trey's a 6-man. Dotson has played a good game, but he can come off the bench as well. Knox is probably your starter. Knox should be here in the small forward slot. Ellison, Hicks, Thomas. They have a lot of openings there. Free agent wise, we know it. Let's talk about that real quick. I didn't get into that section of it. Who do I think goes here? If Kyrie decided to go to the Lakers, people think that's a bad move. But you know who wants to be an NY more than Kyrie Irving? Yes, sir. Kevin Walker. Kemba Walker and AD with Kevin Durant. No offense, Kyrie. No offense. With Kemba's heart, I say it's a better deal. And I love Kyrie because I'm from Jersey. I'm going to be biased. St. Pat's, Elizabeth, New Jersey. AAU Roadrunners. Used to run with them a little bit. Hey, I have to go with Kemba Walker here, okay? I'm sorry. I have to go with Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker to the Knicks with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's gone. You see the playoffs right now, right? You see how well the Golden State Warriors are doing without him. Kevin Durant is going to say, you know what, they don't need him. Kevin Durant, Walker, then the trade for Anthony Davis. My Lord God. Hey, there's so many options here, folks. It's crazy. I'll be here for 3 days just trying to explain the options for the Knicks. That said, that GM has a tough job. Jesus Christ. That said, Knicks draft. Did I draft him already? RJ Barrett. Done. Now, this is where it gets really freaking interesting, right? Right? We talk about free agents. Durant, AD line up with Kyrie or Kemba, one of those two. Or maybe AD doesn't. He goes out to LA, joins Kawhi, AD, and LeBron. Some type of trio is what we're going to see on one of these teams. Porzingis going to re-sign. Who else is there? Chris Middleton. Wow. What about DeMarcus Cousins? Huh? What about my cousin? Coming off of that injured again. Hey, he's there. Who else is out there, right? I'm just thinking about the Knicks. Gasol will be there. Brook will be there. I don't know if you need him, but Brook's a shooting center. There's a lot of little pieces here. Not super talent outside the top 5, but the pieces are all over the place for a strong player. Hence why people are preparing for the playoff run. and going all for broke. I love Terrence Ross. Enes Kanter's a free agent. Woo! They really need help at the point guard position. Elfrid Payton is also a free agent. He was the only point guard I saw on their roster from the way this thing listed it. That said, I'm trying to see. Oh, I like Jabari Parker as well. Kelly Oubre. I love this. I'll be here all day. I need to stop it. This is a video. I mean, this is incredible, all these pieces. So, LA Lakers. Lonzo Ball can't shoot. He has a set shot. Will never be a pure jump shooter. Well, I won't say that. Maybe he will. He's the face of the franchise for me, right? Along with LeBron, you think Lonzo. Would I trade him? He looks like an LA boy to me, in my opinion. My opinion. He's an LA guy. Now, let's say the Phoenix Suns, who are, I believe, 6th or 7th in this draft. Okay? 6th or 7th in the draft. Let's just look at it real quick. They are 6th. How hungry is Phoenix for a point guard? You can't get Ja Morant. Let's say Anthony Davis gets traded. Let's do the hypothetical. You got Darius Garland and Lonzo Ball. You got a lot of offense on the Phoenix Suns. You may have one of the best passers in the NBA, in NBA history, coming on your team. I know it doesn't look flashy, but Lonzo Ball is a great passer. I don't care what you tell me. Do you bring Lonzo in for a trade? Can you trade him? Will the Lakers trade him when they have, again, Anthony Davis has to be gone. Okay? Before they consider this. What would Phoenix be willing to give up, right, to the Lakers to get Lonzo Ball, right? And why am I saying this? I'm saying this because all this talk of, there's a player I want to mention. They talking about these 3-and-D players. If I'm the Lakers, I would trade down, by the way. With the assets I have, I would trade down and get more players and see who I can get, who get in and fit in. All right, that's what I would do if I was this team. They need help on the bench. It's obvious. All right, their starting line is not bad. It's not bad. Ingram this year should explode. He exploded last year a little bit, but this year should be his year. Kuzma as well. You know, Kuzma, he is what he is. 18-8 type of guy. I'm happy with him. I think he can work with LeBron. He could be your Robert Horry on steroids. So what if we made the move for maybe, you know, a backup shooting guard to support with the three-point shot? You can go Cam Reddish here. I like this side. They're pretty accurate. Could you go Cam Reddish here? Or if you're looking to move Lonzo Ball, and you got a guy who's on Clutch Sports, so you see where I'm going here? I talked about great players in this draft who are being overlooked. They say it's a big three. That is totally not true. It's all about how you put your players in position to win. Okay? I'm sorry. Where do you put your players in position to win? It's all about position. I'm sorry. I don't know what these guys, let's see here. What's going on with this site? I'm trying to get Mr. Darius Garland. So Darius Garland for me, at this pick here, would be an interesting play and would allow the Lakers to move on from Lonzo, who can't shoot. If you're going to live with LeBron James, I'm going with the Lakers living with LeBron James, okay? Because Lonzo and Ingram had their time. I'm drafting Garland here, and I'm going to move Lonzo to the Phoenix Suns and get some assets, okay? And when you talk about assets, they have quite a bit. I would re-sign Kelly Oubre. That would bring him into the fold, okay, with the Los Angeles Lakers as another glue guy, but an athletic glue guy. Could you get the Stretch and Dragon Bender? Okay, they could do that. Poor Jamal Crawford. He should have went to a playoff team. It's a shame they didn't pick him up. Could you get a Rashawn Holmes as another defensive prospect? But they got Chandler and McGee. They just have to sign McGee again. I think you'd re-sign McGee. I'm just looking at who they have. T.J. Warren is another impact player. Josh Jackson. There's several moves here you can make for Lonzo if you wanted him that bad. If you feel your nucleus is going to be Ayton, Devin Booker, and Mikal Bridges, you got to think about it, right? It makes sense to bring in Darius Garland as the air replacement for Mr. Lonzo Ball. And why? Because Darius Garland can spot up shoot. He's a shooter. So for everyone thinking, go with Culver, blah, blah, if they don't trade this pick down, which I think would be a smart move, I'm going Darius Garland as this pick. Darius